What's up YouTube, Chana D or Techno Dad here, and in this video I'll be reviewing the Yamaha RX-A2080. We're gonna get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. Now first things first, I want to thank Yamaha for sending over this AVR to review. Thank you guys. It's been awesome having it here since just about December. So we're in it for about 4 months and I've got a lot to say and I'm actually very impressed with this AVR. Now I know the first thing you guys are going to talk about is like features and wattage and this, that, and the other. And I've already made a video about that. Also, I've done a Dolby Atmos setup with it as well. So check that link. It's down in the description and card up top. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is Surround AI. What is it? What does it do? And does it do it well? Or is it just a gimmick? Well, I'll tell you straight off the bat, it's not a gimmick. It works, and it works very, very well. So depending on what kind of content you're watching, if there's a lot of explosions and a lot of background noise and people talking, well, you kind of can't hear the talking. But when you turn Surround AI on, you'll hear the vocals. Like that's kind of how it goes. It boosts up the vocals and it kind of brings down all the background noise. And that's really cool. It's very, very helpful in like TV shows because I notice a lot of TV shows have all kinds of crazy noise. So bottom line is Surround AI does work. It's not a gimmick. It does depend on the content. Like the movie needs to be mixed well and will be able to benefit from Surround AI. Older movies and some other newer ones that were just, I guess, lower budget, the Surround AI just didn't perform the same way. And I think that's kind of one of the big things about it is if you have good content, you're gonna have a good Surround AI functionality. But if the content isn't mixed that well, I don't think it's gonna be that noticeable. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about YPOW setup, so why don't we get it started? To get YPOW started, we need to insert the mic into the front of the unit. I decided to use the angle and height measurement as well. Now to do the angled speakers, first you need to do the standard single placement. And then after that, we put on the little like 3-sided boomerang thing with the little height adjustment. I don't know what to call that. But anyway, after we do everything, let's check out the results. In the results screen, the wiring looks correct. Let's go down to size. If you notice here, the front stage is set to large and so are the rear heights. Now that needs to be changed. Distance looks fine. Levels look okay. Now the subwoofer seems a bit high and that's because I had the SVS PB4000 set to -20 decibels. Angle shows the angle of the speakers from the main listening position. All right, so basically we need to change some stuff. So let's save this and get out of here. Now we need to go into setup, speaker, and then configuration. Now here's where we want to change the large speakers to small speakers. Now for the front stage, I know these speakers well. I'm going to change these to 60 Hertz. And I know like you guys are going to be like, no, it's got to be 80, it's got to be 80, blah, blah, blah. But I made a video about 80 Hertz crossover and I'll link that in the description and with the card up top so you guys know why I'm not sticking with 80. Now I am going to change my surrounds from 100 to 80. Now the front presence, I want to change that to front height because that's kind of like how the SVS prime elevation speakers are set up in my room. And I'm going to keep the crossover at 100. Now I need to set the rear height to small and again, change the crossover to 100. Now one of the coolest features of this AVR is setting pattern. Notice that this is pattern 1 and this has the full 5.1.4 setup. Now if I move it over to pattern 2, what do I get? I get a 2-channel situation with left and right speakers set to large, so they're running full range. Now this is very handy as when my wife is watching TV upstairs and I'm teaching music down here, sometimes the bass is just too much and it's just overly loud. And I can't hear the piano playing or the guitar playing in here that well. So what I do is I change from pattern 1 to pattern 2 before I teach music. And the bookshelf speakers are gonna roll off at like 50 Hertz. So we're not gonna get all kinds of crazy bass, from that SVS PB4000. I think this is awesome. And then when I'm done with my lessons, I go back upstairs and switch it back to pattern 1. This is a super awesome feature and I'm really stoked about it. So this is what the system looks like. Pattern 1, we're rolling 5.1.4. I think one of the coolest features about this AVR are the apps and the app integration. They are very easy to operate and great for streaming music. You will need to download the Yamaha AV Controller app and the Yamaha Music Cast app. One thing you have to do to make sure everything works properly is go into setup and then network on the AVR itself to turn network standby to on. Once that's done, everything should connect up and you'll be good to go. All controls can be used on the app. Volume up and volume down by tapping the plus or minus at the bottom, or tapping the arrow to the right and then turning the dial like you would on the unit itself. Change the inputs, like we can go from Oppo to the cable box to the Xbox. And we can change DSP, like going from 2-channel stereo to 9-channel, or auto detect the surround mode. When we tap the 3 buttons in the bottom here, we get all kinds of options, one being a virtual remote. Now with this virtual remote, you can go into setup or options and navigate the setup menus on the AVR all through the app without the actual remote control. Up here in zone section, we can control the volume and the input for each zone. Party mode is cool. You tap that and everything from the main setup is going to every zone, and you can control them all from the zones area. Now tapping the music notes in the upper right hand corner will play everything that's on that specific device. So on my specific iPad, this one I use a lot at weddings when I have to do a ceremony or have a satellite location where I need music. So I got a lot of music on here, and this works just like you would on your iPad. You know, you can search by playlists, artists, songs. We just go in here and press play. It's super easy. Now, I think the app is the best for people that love to stream music. You'll be able to play anything from Tidal. They also have Deezer and Napster, which is still a thing, I guess. And you can play digital files off a USB thumb drive as well. WAV, FLAC, DSD, it all works. Now, the last thing that I want to mention about the apps is that you can turn on the RX-A2080 with the app on the iPad and start playing music without turning on your TV. That is huge, my friends. That's huge. Another very cool feature is the wireless surround feature. Now you have to spend a little bit more money for this, but Yamaha was kind enough to send me 2 MusicCast 20 speakers to test this out. Basically what it is you plug in these speakers into the wall with a power outlet. You set it up in the room as surround left and surround right. And the best part is we don't have to wire speakers all around the living room. We just plug them into power and we're good to go and we're rocking out. Well, I guess the big question is, how does it sound? With dual ESS Sabre 32-bit DACs, the Yamaha A2080 can handle anything and it's gonna come out really, really nice. I was surprised at the audio quality, had a lot of bookshelf speakers I've been swapping through, and I've been enjoying my listening experience with the A2080. Now let's get into what I didn't like. Just a couple of things. The first being, at this price range at $15.99, I was hoping that this AVR would be able to process 11 channels and power 9. So if I did want to get a full 7.2.4 Atmos and DTS:X setup, I could just plug in a 2-channel amp and be good to go. Unfortunately, the A2080 only processes and powers 9 channels. So if you want a full 11 channel setup, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more and go a step up. And the second thing is power output. And I know this is just my gripe with pretty much every AVR that is in my living room. I got over 4,000 cubic feet and we sit 14 feet away from the front stage. So we just need more power. That's really just the long and the short of it. I need to connect an external power amp for either just the front stage or the 5 ear level speakers. That's really just the situation with every AVR, but I do want to mention it because, you know, if you are in a place where you're only sitting 6 or 7 feet away from your AVR, or the front stage, I mean, everything should be working and it's going to sound good. Speaking of other AVRs, I know you guys are going to ask me in the comments, so let's just start comparing them, okay? So I've had the Denon X4400H, the Anthem MRX-720, this Yamaha A2080, and these are the more higher end AVRs that I've had in-house. And I've got to say, like, hands down, I'm still on the whole Anthem room correction bandwagon. Like, you know, it's better than Odyssey, it's better than Wipeout in my space and in my room, and for my configuration 5.1.4, it's better. That's just the way it is. I like it better, you know. Could be different for you guys, but I like it better. Now, one of the things I wish more AVRs would have is Oro 3D support. So I don't know what that entails at all, you know, licensing maybe, and then of course more processing. So no idea. So I do like the Denons for that. But, you know, The Yamaha is no slouch. The A2080 is a fantastic performer. You can plug anything you want into it. It's got a robust app, so you can control it with your phone or your tablet, without the remote, or with the remote, or with the universal remote, whatever. The dual 32-bit ESS Saber DACs also ensure you're getting high quality digital to analog conversion in this AVR. It has support for HDR10, HLG, and Dolby Vision, so you're good to go on that front as well. So if you're looking to upgrade from an older Yamaha because you want some new technology, you want app control, you want wireless surrounds, or you're jumping up from a 5.1 receiver to a 9-channel receiver, whether you want to power 7.2.2 configuration or a 5.2.4 Atmos and DTS configuration like I have, definitely give the Yamaha A2080 a look. It comes in at $1,599, which is right around the same price for all the other amplifiers that have the same feature set. So definitely give it a look. Links are down in the description. Again, big shout out and thank you to Yamaha for sending me the A2080 and the two MusicCast 20 speakers so I can test out the wireless functionality of that. As always, if you guys have any questions for me about this or anything else, leave them down in the comments below or hit me up on whichever social platform you like to use the most. And that's it, guys. So smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I'm your Techno Dad, and I'll see you next time.